closed up about sometime in the 70s. It was beautiful. Everything's still here. It's made of stone. You got the balcony up.
Talk about the fires.
I think, according to the report I got from the forest we had, I think there were 102 of them on Saturday. I think here and there, but there were several big ones. Of course, one at Myrtle Beach and also down in Georgetown County. But the report that I've received so far, there have been no buildings lost and no lives lost. But this is a great example. Another demonstration, another performance by Team South Carolina. Everybody was involved. The National Guard, the Sheriff's Department, law enforcement, Emergency Management Division, as usual, getting all the information, keeping it together, disseminating it, and it worked. I was getting reports every couple of hours, sometimes more, and it was a great performance. But we got to be careful. If you burn things when it's dry and when the wind's blowing, chances are something like this will happen. And there had been alerts all around the state to not burn things outside. I think there were some fires that had been burning before and they have come back up, but I know people were saying that in some places the fire, some of the pine trees, the small ones, were bent way over with heat, smoke, and fire coming out. Could have been much worse than it was, but we had a great team and they worked together. We got a lot of practice. So hats off to all those men and women who worked so hard to save our property.
And you've already declared a state of emergency, correct?
Right.
What does that do for us, for the field fire?
Well, it just makes it easier for everybody to work together. You don't have to worry about some of the red tape during an emergency. The load limits on bridges are relaxed. Times drivers can drive or relax somewhat, although they still have some rules that apply for safety. It just makes everything work quicker. And when you have a team like ours in South Carolina that's worked together across counties, across cities, all departments and offices, when you eliminate what could be little stopgaps, they could really get the job done. And they did again this time, just like they do in hurricanes.
Governor, you have not ordered any evacuations. Are there any? Is there a point of where you would order evacuations for this one?
It had been worse.
Yeah.
Well, that's always an option, but it wasn't necessary this time. The local sheriffs, I think in Georgetown, I'm not sure about it in O'Ree, but they had evacuated. A lot of people had evacuated. I don't know if it had been ordered or recommended, but a lot of people left to get out of the way of the fire. Of course, that opened the door for a lot of other people to come in and get busy putting it out, containing it.
Has it been necessary to call on any federal assistance at all?
I don't think we've called on any yet, other than for the National Guard to make such changes as are required for certain utilization of them. But as far as damages, I'm not aware of what steps have been taken yet. Of course, a lot of private insurance will take care of most of that, I hope. But whatever we need to do when it's all said and done and analyzed, we'll do what's necessary.
How does all this affect the schools and the kids there?
The financial information online, and I know during that day when that almost happened, and you all ended up laughing about it. What was your interaction with Treasurer Loftus that day?
Who ended up laughing about it?
He said you all ended up laughing about it. Like, I think it was insinuated that you, Chief Keel, and Treasurer Loftus had a little chuckle over the situation.
Well, I remember I remember when but I really didn't think you would. I called him and asked him if you really planning on doing that. He said no. I don't remember if we told any jokes or stories after that or not.
What do you thought about Loftus's performance in front of the House subcommittee and the most recent Senate subcommittee?
I don't know anything about anything recent. Oh, I know just it was yesterday.
Oh.
It got kind of hot.
Mm-hmm. Do you think he's performing well?
I didn't watch it.
Another question on that too. Treasurer Loftus named a specific meeting spot where he actually planned to come forward with information about their inability to issue bonds due to the SEC investigation. He said that he tried to get it on the agenda, but that essentially everyone refused to have it heard. Does that ring a bell? Does that sound familiar?
Don't know anything about that.
Did he discuss anything about the state's ability to issue bonds for?
I know he's discussed that somewhere. I don't remember if that was at or some other place. I know he did raise that issue at a meeting sometime. He may have been at this farm.
Gotcha. Do you believe he's been forthcoming about the status of the office during the SEC investigation, as far as
I don't know what he's still doing, not doing. I know one thing, it's very difficult to understand all that. In that arena, they speak in a different language. It's hard to follow sometimes.
That's fair. Same here. Well, I like a First Amendment question. I like a First Amendment question. We talked about this before, but on Saturday there was this group called Patriot Front. It's a white supremacist organization, and they rallied on the State House steps briefly. They called Senator Lindsey Graham a traitor to the country for his support of Israel. Just wondered if you had any comment on groups like that.
I don't know anything about it.
Got it.
I'd like two more questions.
What's been the last update you've gotten about the fire?
Last update was a few minutes ago. Everything is under control. The latest was, as I mentioned, there are no structures lost. There may have been some shed or two or something, but I don't know if it includes those kind of things. But no homes. I know there were a lot of times. Again, there was some misinformation going around on social media. One was in Georgetown at Prince George. 25 homes had been destroyed or something like that. It turned out I talked to the sheriff. There were two that had a little bit of heat on the sides, maybe a little burning, but nothing was destroyed. That's why it's always important to go to official sources.
Governor, on Friday you're going to have another execution, this time by firing squad. In the last few times, I know you're on the phone call getting updates. This is the first time we're going to have a firing squad. How much are you actually able to hear into the room during that phone call, and what are your thoughts about this method being used this time around?
Well, the phone call, all I hear on my end of the phone line is the speaker, the people I'm talking to, and we can hear the medical person who is there reciting the events, describing the events as they happen. We can't hear anything other than that.
Do you have any message for the Department of Corrections officials you're actually literally to pull the trigger?
Well, we have a great team. We have 3 methods prescribed by law. The officials there know exactly what to do in each one. Everything is the whole process from way before days, even weeks, they are prepared, ready, and to execute the law.
All right, well, thank you guys.
Can we get one more?
Governor, we were just wondering if you could please reiterate on, how you intend to preserve species and oceans within the fires.
How is intended to
Can
work?
you reiterate why it's important to preserve the beaches and fires with the current events?
Preserve the beaches and the fires.
Yes. But why is it important to preserve the beaches and the fires?
To preserve, I don't understand the question. To preserve the beaches and the
It's in the forest.
Oh, yeah, big difference.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have to preserve everything. We live in a paradise. There's not another state that has all the different things that we have. And some have this, some have that, some have this, but we have them all. And we have a beautiful place, and not only is the beauty and nature and the environment and our heritage support us and our happiness, but it's a great part of our tourism industry as well. A great part of our education. You go and learn about the animals and the plants and the history. It's a great part of our economic growth. People want to work and play and live in places beautiful like ours. So we don't want it to burn down.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you.
There can be some confusion when it comes to Social Security benefits and who qualifies for them. There have recently been claims that benefits may even be going to millions of people who've died.
Yeah, one such person making that claim is President Trump's billionaire ally, Elon Musk. So what's true here?
WCNC Charlotte's Megan Bragg verifies.
Our sources, the Social Security Administration, the U.S. Treasury, and Gary Monty, attorney and partner at Monty PLLC. After the claim by Musk, the new head of the Social Security Administration just denied claims that older Americans who have passed on are still getting payments. According to the SSA, those eligible for Social Security benefits as a worker include people 62 or older or a person with a disability or blindness. You also have to have enough work credits, which depend on your age and how long you've worked. Spouses and children can also get benefits if you both meet specific qualifications.
The amounts of the payments are based on